Hola y muy buenos días, señoritas. Un momento. ¿Dónde está el señor Maresca? Well, señoritas, here I am right here. I'm in Antigua, Guatemala. This is my favorite place to go to during the summertime. And right now I'm in front of the cross. This is called El Cerro de la Cruz. I'm on a hill here. And in the background, right here, you see El Volcán de Agua. This is the water volcano. And below, right here in this area, right here, that's Antigua, Guatemala. And one day I'll talk to you about Antigua, Guatemala. But right now, it's time to move on to the Nosotros commands. Pay attention, presten atención, tomen apuntes. Nos vemos en clase. Gracias. Okay, now, señoritas, here we go with Nosotros commands. Okay, now, señoritas, vamos a repasar un poquito cómo se forman estos verbos en el presente del subjuntivo, right here, el verbo bailar. Remember, most of our uses of the subjunctive just simply use the conjunction que. Remember, quiero que, right? Quiero que as an example. So we have bailes, baile, and bailen. These are the forms for the negative to command, the usted command, and the ustedes commands. They're coming from the subjunctive. Then our next verb, hacer, once again we have hagas, haga, and hagan. These are subjunctive forms. You see the que there, so you can say something like prefiero. But we use these forms to do the negative to command. No hagas la tarea. Don't do the homework. Or haga usted el trabajo. Do the work. Or hagan ustedes la cama. All of you, bake your bed. And then we have one more verb, and that's the verb pedir. Remember the verb pedir, stem changes I to I, like that. But because it's an I or verb, it's going to stem change in every person, huh? See that? Oops, there we go. And then also in the nosotros form, the stem change will occur. But we use this form, and this form for our commands. The negative to command, no pidas hamburguesas. Don't order hamburgers. Or pida usted una ensalada, César. Order a Caesar salad. And then pidan ustedes agua. Order water also. So we just went through the negative to commands and the usted and ustedes commands. And they use the subjunctive. The subjunctive forms. I can't even spell subjunctive. There we go, Señor Maresca. Good. Those three commands, the negative to, usted and ustedes, use the subjunctive forms. Now, we're going to learn the nosotros commands, which, once again, are used to give orders or suggestions that include yourself and other people. That's where we get the let's, because let's means it includes you with other people. So, just like the negative to commands, the usted and ustedes commands, look what we do to say let's in Spanish. Both affirmative and negative nosotros commands are generally formed by using the first person plural of the present subjunctive. So we have cruzar. And cruzar is a Z-A-R verb, so don't forget to spell change it. That Z has to change to a C. So crucemos la calle. Let's cross the street. No crucemos la calle. Let's not cross the street. So we use the subjunctive nosotros form to make our let's command, our nosotros commands. Now there is one exception, señoritas, and that's to express let's go. Let's go simply uses vamos, the present indicative nosotros form, not the subjunctive. However, for the negative command, let's not go, the subjunctive is used. So take a look. Vamos a la pescadería. Let's go to the fish store. Then, no vayamos a la pescadería. Let's not go to the fish store. So to say let's go, you use the indicative nosotros form of ir. Let's not go, you use the subjunctive form, nosotros form of ir. There is another way to say let's do something in Spanish, and that's using the construction vamos a plus the infinitive. For example, vamos a cruzar la calle. Let's cross the street. However, don't get that confused when you talk about the future using vamos a plus the infinitive. We're going to do something. That could be vamos a trabajar mucho. We are going to work a lot. So what I'm going to ask you to do is right now avoid this. On quizzes and tests, I will be asking you to use the subjunctive form except for let's go, which means in Spanish, vamos, using the indicative form. So a good example is vamos a la playa. Vamos a la playa. We're going to the beach. Or vamos a la playa. Let's go to the beach. So you have to be a little bit careful with this form. So once again, on any quiz or test, when I ask you for the nosotros command, please make sure you use the subjunctive form. Okay, now let's take a moment to review where pronouns go with commands. If you remember, all affirmative commands, whether it's an affirmative to command, affirmative usted command, affirmative ustedes command, the pronouns are attached. And so likewise with nosotros commands, if you're using a pronoun, the pronoun is attached. And so, that's important there. And so, you need to remember about the accent mark. So we have firmemos el cheque. Let's sign the check. And then you want to say, let's sign it. Firmémoslo. So we go uno, dos, bam, like that. Escribamos a Ana y Raúl. Escribámosles. So we have uno, dos, bam. So we have the natural stress occurring there and there. That's where the accent mark will occur when you attach either one or two pronouns. And now we have something very, very important, as it says, atención. When you use the pronoun nos and se in an affirmative nosotros command, of course they're going to be attached. However, you must do this. The final S, that is the final S in the command, is dropped. So we have sentémonos. This is a reflexive verb. Let's sit down. Sentémonos. Then we have démoselo. In other words, let's give it to her. Démoselo. And then mandémoselo. Mandemos. Let's send it to them. Mandémoselo. Notice how the say, the S in the command is dropped before you attach the se and the nos. And I'll have more examples in a minute. Please remember that irse, ir could be reflexive. Irse, to go away. Vámonos. Let's get out of here. Let's go away. Vámonos. However, the negative form, as you learned before, would be no nos vayamos. And so the negative command, the pronoun has to go before. I'll give you some more examples of how to drop the S before you add either the nos or the se. Okay, now let's take a look at some reflexive verbs. So our first one is sentarse. Boom. You know it's a reflexive because se is attached to the infinitive. The command is sentemos. The nosotros command, sentemos. Because it's reflexive, you must use its reflexive pronoun. The reflexive pronoun for nosotros is nos. So, it's an affirmative command. You're going to cross out the S and attach nos right there. And then you count uno, dos, bam. Let's sit down. Lavarse works the same way. Reflexive verb, boom. Lavemos is the nosotros command, but it's reflexive, so you have to use the reflexive pronoun nos. You cross out the S and attach the nos, and uno, dos, bam. Then comprarse. There are times when comprar can be reflexive, when you buy things for yourself. So, it's a reflexive verb. Here's the nosotros command, compremos. You cross out the S, add the nos. Uno, dos, bam. Comprémonos un carro. Let's buy ourselves a car. And then finally, señoritas, whenever you use pronouns with negative commands, they are placed in front. So, no les paguemos el préstamo. Let's not pay them the loan. No se lo digamos a ellos. Let's not tell it to them. So we have the pronouns before negative commands, and in this case, nosotros commands that are negative. Muchas gracias. Hablaremos en clase.